year long, there is a lot of talk about small medium enterprise, MSMEs in India. There are 6 crore of them, eye candy of the government. But not one single of the 6 crore MSME can match up to their Chinese counterparts. To find an answer to this question, I got chatting with Indrajit Ghosh, the global chairman of MSME Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Delhi. Indrajit, is it just a lot of loud talk by the government about MSME aids and a lot of stuff, but there is so little valuation? You know, 6 crore MSMEs, not one is valued at the level that a startup is.
First of all, there is no 6 crores MSMEs in India. Registered and unregistered combined, it is 13 crores. And the question you are asking me, why our MSMEs is not as per the standards of Chinese MSMEs. It was not like that, because it was there, up to 2020 during the COVID period, when we got a consignment, very poor consignment from China of all PPE kits and all these things, and our Prime Minister returned that consignment to China back and asked PSUs like Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, ONGC, and company like Maruti, why don't you start MSMEs, develop MSMEs who can also make these type of products, which why, if China is making, why not our MSME can make. And I can tell you the story, in a very short period of 8 months time, 118 MSMEs have started manufacturing this product during that time, and we have supplied 154 countries across the world. So MSME can do wonders.
Mr. Ghosh, valuation क्यों नहीं है? I mean, tell me name of 5 MSMEs this year which could have become unicorn. Could be 5-year-old MSMEs, 10-year-old MSMEs. The MSMEs remain family-run small enterprises. They don't grow up.
Previously it was like that. Nowadays it is not like that. There are a lot of MSMEs are going to be, already in unicorn. There are hundreds of unicorns in India in different sectors. And I know one unicorn, was started as a MSME, and today they are, 800 plus crores company,
so name it.
In Mumbai. Shakti Plastic Industries in Mumbai, they are the number 1 plastic recycler in the country. And not only they are recycling, they are helping a lot of other small MSMEs also to make, different types of products.
All right. So is it a family-owned business?
No, it's not a family-owned business. It just started in a very small way as a family.
None of the startups are family-owned per se. Maybe 2 friends come together, but very soon there are professional investors coming into the company and scaling it up.
Yes.
Why doesn't that happen with MSMEs?
Basically, MSMEs, when they are starting with 10 people in a small way to start with, and once they are getting a little bit success in the market, whatever products they are manufacturing, then they started taking people. Like in MSME today, the main problem of MSME is skilled labor, because they are not in our country. There is no skilled labor as such in different industries. I can tell you certain industries like electrical mobility.
I'll come to that point of skilled labor, but I'm still curious to understand this. How does your Chamber of Commerce? There are half a dozen Chamber of Commerces dedicated for MSME. There is also FICCI, CI, etc. How is your Chamber of Commerce different from the others in terms of educating MSME owners about scaling up business? Most of them who I interact with remain happy being small, very conservative. They grow gradually, don't want to invest in sales, distribution, marketing, and they're very scared of spending, which is why their growth pattern is very small. So as Chamber of Commerce, how are you kind of aiding them to change?
Like previously there was no financiers available, like from the government, from the bank, from the private funders, venture capitals. Now it is available, and a lot of government organization like SIDBI is also helping the MSMEs to get giving funds. And we are also organizing as a MSME, we are organizing different conferences. MSMEs.
funds is a different issue. I'm aware of the fact that public sector banks are wary about lending to MSMEs. My question was, आपका चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स एमएसएमई ओनर्स को कैसे मदद कर रहे हैं उनका सोच बदलने के लिए कि बड़ा होने के लिए उनको प्रोफेशनल्स रखने होंगे, उनको सेल्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ब्रांडिंग में खर्चा करने होंगे, इस सोच को कैसे आप बदल रहे हैं?
भाई हम रेगुलर बेसिस पे अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम हम लोग करते हैं, जैसे अपना जूम मीटिंग और पर्सनल स्मॉल मीटिंग्स इन डिफरेंट प्लेसेस. वी आर helping the MSMEs in how to grow, because previously there was no helping hands who can guide them. Now there are certain chambers working fully 100% committed for the MSMEs, and they are helping them. Main problem is three. One is funding, second is sales and marketing, and third in exports. A lot of MSMEs are making export quality materials, but they are not going to exports because they are a little bit afraid about the exportation documentation. So they don't very accustomed to the documentation and how they will supply to the African countries where the frauds are basically generally happens. So we are educating them again.
How do you do that? What is the role of a Chamber of Commerce like you? Because I interact with a lot of MSME owners. They say that Chamber of Commerce only arranges conferences. Our problems are really related to the day-to-day affair. Our problem is getting people. जहाँ Chamber of Commerce का role बहुत कम होती है. Our problem is to get finance from banks, tackling Inspector Raj.
हमारा रोल ऐसे ही होता है कि मैंने आपको जैसे बोला कि there are three big problems. Global event again in September, where we are requesting SIDBI, PSUs and the banks to come over and chat with all our MSMEs, and whatever the documents is required, they will provide so that they can do the funding. They will be coming from Pan India. But they are Delhi or whatever the North Indian office will be there in banks. They can certify, yes, according to your background, you are eligible to get this type of funds, so that they can go back to Bangalore, Calcutta, Chennai, Mumbai, and take from their own bank. That is the first problem. Second thing, what as a chamber we are doing, MSME is also having problems to find out the machineries how to buy. So we have a very good industry stalwarts in our chambers. They can also help them how to buy the machines and where to buy the machines. Third thing, they also require how to produce the material. Like new MSMEs, they cannot hire a costly production manager from.
Indrajit, why aren't public sector banks lending to MSMEs? I have personally met a lot of MSMEs across the board, and they complain that the banks find some or the other pretext not to lend them money. And this is when the finance ministry and RBI both want banks, public sector banks, to lend to them. What could be the reason?
Basic, one or two, major reasons for that, bank is not helping every MSMEs to get the funds. The reason is, when they are giving the money funding, they are giving the money for 2-3 reasons. One is buy the machines, or for enhancement of the business. And the basic problem it coming to MSMEs, basically their track record is not good. Like last 3 years or 5 years or 2 years accounts is not okay, and whatever little bit loan they have taken previously, maybe they are not making payment on time. So that is also one of the major issue.
Is that really the major issue, or the public sector banks have a very conservative approach to the balance sheet? I mean, I would like you to address this from your Chamber of Commerce to the PSU bank chairman as to what is the reason. I personally feel, I have spoken to bank managers, public sector bank managers and MSME, it's about the approach to the balance sheet rather than repayment record, which is stopping them from lending to MSMEs.
You may be right, this is also one of the problems, because whatever happened in our country for a larger businessman, very well. So bank is also very, very conservative.
But the small borrowers have always been honest.
But nowadays, presently, if you will think MSMEs are getting funding from the bank, it's not like that. And a lot of banks are also coming forward. Previously, it was not like that, but now the banks are also coming forward to the different forum to fund MSMEs. and to help them to grow.
Okay, but if banks are indeed forthcoming, how come at least a dozen startups in the last 4-5 years who are not funded themselves, they have borrowed money from investors and started a company to lend to MSMEs, and they're minting money. Their interest rates are higher. MSMEs are borrowing from them because they're not getting finance from the bank, and there is a parallel economy of lenders, what we call NBFC or micro lenders to MSMEs for simple working capital against which there cannot be any collateral. So and these are small lendings that happening through startup NBFCs. Why is the banks leaving this lending space to NBFCs?
Hey, that is true. That they are also growing in a faster way to give the loan, because it's one of the easiest way to get the loans in a higher interest. That is definitely affecting the MSMEs. But SIDBI is also nowadays funding the MSMEs a lot, and different schemes. Even the Government of India MSMEs is also, if you go to the portal, different times, different small initiative they have taken for funding, for giving them the help, and for the growth.
What's your chamber doing?
Have
you entered into any tie-up with any NBFCs? And a lot of these NBFCs would love to tie up with a Chamber of Commerce like you.
Everyday basis, we are getting phones from these people. When we are serving the MSMEs, we have to serve everybody. Whose track record is good, whose track record is not up to the mark. You have to help them also. So what we are doing now, we are talking to SIDBI. So we are talking to the PSUs, banks, venture capitals, and private funders also, and take all of them in one platform in coming September. So for 2 days, so that the funding can be done. And we are requesting the MSMEs and the startups to bring the nominal papers required for getting the loan.
इंद्रजीत, आपके हिसाब से एमएसएमई को फंड करने का क्या सिंपल क्राइटेरिया होना चाहिए? आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट वर्किंग कैपिटल फंडिंग से अंडर 20-30 lakhs, राइट? उसके लिए क्या सिंपल प्रोसीजर होना चाहिए?
कोई भी बैंक, कोई भी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन किसी को भी अपना ओपन क्रेडिट नहीं देना चाहते. दैट इज वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम. बट एमएसएमई को बिना कोलेटरल भी 5 करोड़ तक लोन देने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने सुविधा रखा है. बट देयर आर सम क्राइटेरिया हैज टू बी मेंटेन. सो वो उन लोगों को भी मिल सकता है. बट जैसे आप पूछ रहे हो कि एमएसएमई को इजीली कैसे लोन मिले, I cannot say it is 100% we have achieved, but yes, 30-40% we have achieved, because now the funds are available, and if the chamber is working good, Even the SIDBIs are also helping them through chambers if they will go, and the banks is also have a faith on the chambers if somebody is going through the chambers. So they are, that is either.
ये जो आपने कहा कि हैविंग फेथ इन द चेंबर, क्या आपका कोई वेटिंग प्रोसेस बन सकता है अपना मेंबर्स का फाइनेंशियल कैपेबिलिटीज का, जिससे आप जिसको वेट करे एक प्राइवेट लेंडर, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक, एक प्राइवेट लेंडर उनको पैसा दे क्योंकि आपका वेटिंग है? क्या इस किस्म का कोई प्रोसेस बन सकता है आपका एंड से?
देखिए, मैं थोड़ा सा हटके आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ कि इन सब चीज़ों को हेल्प करने के लिए हमारे चैम्बर ने अभी क्या है कि 2-3 काम शुरू किया है। एक तो ऐसा है कि मस्ट बी नोइंग फर्स्ट एंड सिविलर इज ए बिग कंपनी इन कैलिफोर्निया, बेस्ड 60 years old company who have collaborated with us to make the MSME sector manufacturing world standard. Simultaneously, we have another company, World Grateful Foundation, who is also collaborated with Frost and Civilian to help the middle industries and corporates to make their manufacturing unit वर्ल्ड स्टैंडर्ड।
बट कितना मेंबर्स है आपका जो FNS को अफोर्ड कर पाएंगे? These agencies are very very expensive.
No, exactly, you are right, very very expensive, but we have made a what you can say collaboration with them, a special price for the MSMEs and other price for the corporates and the middle industries. If they will go directly to them, they will charge different price. If they will
आपका स्पेशल प्राइस के बाद भी क्या आपका कितना मेंबर है?
750 मेंबर्स है।
700-800 मेंबर्स के अंदर मुझे नहीं लगता है कि 100 से ज्यादा FNS को अफोर्ड भी कर पाएगा, क्योंकि जितना भी डिस्काउंटेड प्राइस लाए, अफोर्डेबिलिटी इज नॉट अबाउट द कैपेबिलिटी ऑफ पेइंग, इट्स अबाउट द माइंडसेट। क्या MSME ओनर्स का वो माइंडसेट है, उसको आपने बदल पाए कि मॉडर्नाइजेशन मार्केटिंग प्रोसेस में, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस में, सप्लाई चेन प्रोसेस में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, उसके लिए खर्चा करना होगा।
बिल्कुल,
ये बदलाव माइंडसेट में जब तक नहीं आएगी, जेब में पैसा हो भी तब भी वो कहेंगे कि मेरा पास पैसा नहीं।
एग्जैक्टली, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट, द माइंडसेट हैज टू बी चेंज्ड।
और इसके लिए आपका क्या जिम्मेदारी है?
देखिए,
आपने जो चैम्बर
बताया ना कि जितना हमारे मेंबर्स है उनके साथ हम इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, उनको हम अपना बिजनेस मीट पे या कॉन्फ्रेंस एंड एग्जीबिशन में बुलाते हैं, कोई ना कोई सेशन रखते हैं उनके ऊपर टू अपडेट देम। दे इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट टुडेज न्यू MSMEs who are the young bloods are doing, they knows internet, they knows how to do digital marketing, what is the importance of that. Maybe the old MSMEs little bit they are little bit reserved, but now everybody is understood now, started understanding now कि without proper marketing, without advertisement, without digital marketing, you cannot cope up with the other industries, whether in India or in abroad. There is a change paradigm coming up, and I can tell you from 2024 to 2030 you will see a lot of changes in the MSMEs. And
मैं जरूर मिलना चाहूंगा आपका कुछ मेंबर्स के साथ जो कि फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग हैं, जो जिनका सोच खुला हुआ है मॉडर्नाइजेशन के बारे में।
ठीक है, एनी टाइम यू आर वेलकम।
Indrajit, West Bengal is a happening state for industries.
Right.
Yet the general impression is that it's not a favorable destination for businessmen.
According to me, because I am traveling a lot all over India, and if you will see, Maharashtra, Chennai, Delhi, in these places, there are huge industries that have grown up in the last 15 years, 20 years. and what you can say, Eastern India is the only area where there are empty places, because those big industries which was closed during the CPM time, now all the places are empty. The land, comparative to the land cost, labor cost, transportation, everything is cheaper than the three other metro cities. According to me,
what is the reason why large cap industries are not going to West Bengal?
they have to come. But they are not.
What is the reason that they are
The
not
reason
coming?
basically, the little bit political situation is that for the last 45 years in West Bengal is ruling by the anti-central. Like the central is a different party and West Bengal is a different party.
So by default, what you imply is that if there is a change of government in West Bengal, which is also a government in the center, then perhaps the state will take
It
off.
will be easier, but that doesn't mean if it is different ministry, then that it cannot happen, because if you will see today there is the regional parties in a lot of states. And they are progressing. Like in Orissa, we have done 15-20 years.
So either India coalition has to come to power in Delhi for Bengal to progress, or a BJP has to come in power in Bengal to do good.
It's not depend on that. It depends basically on the mindset, or in the what you can say, government help is required, because government of West Bengal has to approach the global audience, or in all over the country, not only in Bengal. If the people want to establish their business in Eastern India, or particularly in Bengal, what Bengal government will offer, what are the benefits, what are the attraction they can give. So that is one of the major area, because according to me, I believe in the next 5 to 10 years there will be huge industry development in.
But I have some very interesting data with me.
Right.
When large companies are not coming to Bengal, Bengal has the largest share of MSME in the entire country. 21.5%
Yes.
of all MSMEs in India
Exactly.
are in West Bengal.
Exactly.
So
even if you will see the GST
so
payment.
why this paradox? Why are there so many small companies in West Bengal when large companies don't want to come to Bengal?
Story behind it, because whatever happening all over the country, West Bengal people are also the mindset. Again, I am talking about the same thing, the mindset, aggressive in business comparative to other areas.
And you're a Bengali yourself. You say
Yes,
that
I
for
am
your own
Bengali.
tribe?
I know, but that's why I have opened my new office in Calcutta, because how to help the Bengal's MSMEs.
I would be very curious to know that how are you trying to change mindset of Bengalis to do business?
No, but it's not like that, because Bengalis outside Bengal, they are all successful people. 95% of successful people, and if you will see in central government, there is in all departments the top position is either by the Bengalis or the Keralians. Most of them, some of the Biharis are also there. But what I am trying to say is, it's not like that Bengalis doesn't know business, or Bengalis doesn't know how to grow. Because if it is so, then other Bengalis, how they are growing.
So, have you met up the MSME minister in West Bengal anytime soon, Chandranath Sinha?
I've recently, sent a letter to him, and to industry minister also, even in renewable energy minister and the chief minister also, to give me a time on 10-15 minutes to explain what actually we want to do in Bengal.
And what is that you want to do?
We are inviting the industry minister and the MSME minister to come to Delhi when the coming after 2 months. We will be having a huge event, so that to address there is a enormous opportunity to address the global audience. What Bengal is offering to the industries, which are the areas in Bengal people can put the plants, and what are the benefits Bengal government will attract to all
Indrajit,
MSMEs.
any number of MSME owners that I meet, and by virtue of my profession, I do get to meet a lot of them. Most of them complain that the chambers that they are affiliated to are too busy, organizes very large conclaves and conferences, which is of very little help to them. So they need redressal of day-to-day issues of running business. चैम्बर कैसे उस day-to-day hassles को solve कर पाए MSME owner का?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि ये बात तो मैं मानता हूँ कि whatever you are saying कि the large chambers they are not they are very busy with performing with the events and other things. It's true, because they were also doing the same job 30 years 40 years back, which they are not doing today. I don't want to take any name of any chambers, so I know actually the problem what MSME is facing, particularly in Bengal also. So we are trying to help. Likewise, I said, first of all, the manufacturing unit has to be world standard, so that whatever material you will make, it can go export, it can go inside the country also. Today, particularly food products and a lot of other perishable items, they make, export quality is different, Indian quality is different. But the government of India is also wants.
मेरा सवाल था कि डे टू डे उनका जो challenges है, लेबर, बिजली, पानी, इंस्पेक्टर राज, इलेक्ट्रिकल लोड, लाइसेंसेस, इसको कैसे आप रिड्रेस कर रहे हैं? एक एमएसएमई को चाहिए कोई एक रिड्रेसल पॉइंट जिसको फोन उठाए और जो चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स के पास असिस्टेंस, चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स से असिस्टेंस मिले।
बेसिकली देखिए, इसमें चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स भी जो हेल्प कर पाएंगे या आएंगे बिकॉज ऑफ द local chief ministers to tell them what actually we want to do in Bengal, number one. Number two, with their help, if the government will come forward and help us, we will definitely help the MSMEs also in a larger way for growth, because West Bengal is a very big industry for jute, leather, textile, home furnishing. It's a very big industry, and this material is selling in abroad or in different parts of the country more than the double prices. Handicrafts is having very big market in Bengal,
Great.
which can be nurtured. But this is what we want to do. We want to talk with the government also, talk with the various industries already we are doing, to help them and how to help them. And how to
fair enough. So there is a chamber already for MSME in Calcutta, which is 30-year-old FOSME, and they're a grassroots chamber. So how does a Delhi-based MSME chamber come in aid of West Bengal or Orissa?
Nowadays the place is not a problem, it is digitally, everyone is connected.
So how are you going to be different from them?
We have opened an office for this purpose, we have opened an office in Deshopriya Park in Calcutta to help the MSME industries and the middle and the corporates, all entire industries in two companies' name.
There is another very interesting figure in my mind. Out of 89 lakhs registered MSME in West Bengal, 29 lakh MSME owners are women.
Yes, because
all right, and you have an industry minister who is a woman.
Yes.
How do you leverage this?
Definitely, it is a very encouraging point. Particularly it is coming into the handicraft, textile, jute. A lot of women entrepreneurs are doing very good. In that area.
No, I know, but the figure says so. But how do you leverage this? 29 out of 89 lakh entrepreneurs in MSME are women.
Yes, but we have to, that's why we want to meet the, government to discuss with them how to, get, better help to all those women entrepreneurs, and not only women entrepreneurs, the entire entrepreneurs in Bengal, because women is fine, in sizable quantity is there, they are, working today. It's a very good approach. I mean, very good, trend. So, but the problem is, they are also facing some problems as for the government rules, regulations, or whatever the problems we have with solar. Like, solar is a problem regarding the price is concerned in Bengal. So, a lot of things has to be discussed with the ministers and the local government to change it, to help them, the industries.
Tell me two reasons how a woman entrepreneur is better than a male counterpart. Three reasons.
Number one, they are very laborious. Number two, they are very intelligent. And number three, they are 100% they have passion to grow.
What about honesty? Are women SME entrepreneur more honest than a male counterpart?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. 100%.
And what makes you believe that a woman is more laborious than a male counterpart?
They are very serious. You see the today the education. If you see the education results, most of the people are girls are doing very good than the boys.
Indrajit, a lot of MSME owners are disillusioned with the government. They think that there is a lot of empty talk and very little action on the ground for various reasons, and they're also giving up their MSME licenses. And this has happened particularly in the last 1 year, ever since the 45 days credit rule kind of hit them very hard, because they were losing out on customers who didn't want to pay within 45 days. How many of your members have given up their licenses?
Not they have given up their licenses, but yes, they are facing problems. They have shared with us. There are two problems. One is, suppose they have a good client who is making 60 days payment and taking large volume of product. So they are also making problems. Why we will pay in 45 days when we are regularly paying in 60 days. This is one problem in domestically. Another problem is those MSMEs who are doing the exports. They are facing the major problem, because the reason is in exports people are working on 90 days, 120 days LC. With the LC you can discount it, the LC you can get the payment immediately. But they will make the payment after 120 days to their bank. So they said it is your country rule at 45 days. Once we are running our business is 90 days or 120 days in a very smooth way.
So were you guys consulted by the government before they floated this rule?
It is already consulted with the government, and all chambers in Delhi, they have already discussed with the respective authorities.
So what are you expecting?
We expect, in July 23, when the budget will come, there is some new announcement has to be there. Some rule changing we are expecting on that.
But something like this was done by the government in aid of MSMEs. So is it that the government wants to do a lot of good, but in various sectors, but without consultations?
It's not like that, but they are consulting. Government is always consulting with the various chambers and the various, top, industrialists, to do how to change the, policies. Sometimes it happens, once the policy implemented, then certain problems arises. So it is a continuous process. It will help, it will happen every time, and correction has to be taken. Like GST. GST has also changed several times because of only this reason. So the chambers and the active authorities, they have discussed with the government, requested them, and the government has come forward and changes the GST also.
Who does a chamber like you interact in the government? In the central government? In
my chamber, I'm directly...
No, who? Meaning, what is your interface point? Is it the bureaucracy or the minister?
No, both. First it started with the secretary and joint secretary, and then if required, then it go to the minister also.
So who is, which between the minister, the political lord and the bureaucracy, between these two, who is more favorable to redressing your problems?
Hey, it is, you cannot say in that way, because it all depends even person to person. So neither I can tell you, which person is good and which person is bad. But it depends upon which is the ministry is there, how they are,
But I'm given to believe that there is no one point in the government which can solve your problem. You have labor issues for which there's a separate ministry. The export is handled by another ministry. Then FSSI falls under food if your members are food manufacturers. So as a whole, there could be 7 to 8 touch points. Who is going to solve your problems? What is that one single window?
Yeah, well, we are talking to the government, and we requested that particularly with the new industries from India, or a lot of collaboration is also happening from foreign countries. So nobody can wait for 6 months to get a license. So we are requesting the ministry, to make it in 21 days or maximum by 30 days. They should, all internal approval should be in one point agenda or single window, so that the people can get licenses, and all of these problems can be solved within very short period of time.
मगर सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम एसएमई का लाइसेंस मिलने का नहीं है. डे टू डे बेसिस पे इंस्पेक्टर राज अभी भी चल रहा है. उसको आप कैसे, लेबर हो, इलेक्ट्रिकल हो, उसको कैसे आप, फूड कंट्रोलर, उसको कैसे आप सॉर्ट आउट कर रहे हैं?
देखिए, इसमें you cannot change the entire country within a day or two. It is an ongoing process. Yes, what you are saying, there are problems. प्रॉब्लम होते हुए भी लोग काम कर ही रहा है, एंड आगे बढ़ भी रहा है. एंड आगे आने वाले दिन में आप देखिएगा, जो आपने बोला बात ठीक है कि दिस प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर, बट यू नो यू हैव टू फाइंड योर ओन वे हाउ टू टैकल दिस पीपल एंड मूव फॉरवर्ड।
हाँ, बट चेंबर का क्या रोल हो सकता है इंस्पेक्टर राज को कम करवाने के लिए? सरकार में किससे बात करना है आपको, या कैसे करना है?
नहीं, हम जो प्रॉब्लम्स हमारे मेंबर्स या इंडस्ट्री लेके आते हैं, जो लोग फेस करते हैं, वी आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग टू द गवर्नमेंट, यू नो, रेस्पेक्टिव मिनिस्ट्री और द सेक्रेटरी, जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी, टू टेल देम, यू नो।
क्या आप स्पेसिफिक केसेस लेके जाते हैं? अगर मैं आपका मेंबर हूँ,
हाँ,
मेरा कोई मुद्दा है, क्या आप उसको लेके जाएंगे? या
बिल्कुल जाएंगे, स्पेसिफिक भी लेके जाएंगे, ओवरऑल इंडस्ट्री का भी लेके जाएंगे। स्पेसिफिक इंडस्ट्री के जो प्रॉब्लम है वो तो 1 to 1 पे सॉल्व होती है, बट जो इंडस्ट्री की प्रॉब्लम है वो ऑल चेंबर्स आर यू नो फोकसिंग ऑन दैट एंड वी आर हेल्पिंग। दैट्स व्हाई यू आर लुकिंग, यू नो, एवरी डे GST is changing, lot of policies are changing, the EPR is government is taken very seriously. One thing I can tell you, this government is desperately trying to help the industries to grow and becoming an industry hub. India should be an industry hub by 2030.
By this government, which government?
I mean, whatever the present government is there, so everybody is trying, you know. I cannot tell you, you know, for 10 years back, the ministry, but today what I am trying to say is, the government is positive, you know, to give the, help to grow the industry.
Indrajit, something very interesting is happening and very silently. The global supply chain procurement process is gradually trying to move out of China and they're looking for an alternate destination, and that's big business. Global supply chain आज से 30 साल पहले जब चाइना में गए थे, उसी से चाइना का ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी बनी। अब जब वो मूव आउट करने चाह रहे, उनके पास ऑप्शन है फिलीपींस, वियतनाम और एक बड़ा ऑप्शन है इंडिया। क्या इंडियन MSMEs के पास वो ताकत है इन्वेस्टमेंट का कि ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन के लिए लाखों कपड़ा बनाए, लाखों टॉयज बनाए? स्केल अप करने के लिए क्या वो एबिलिटी अभी है या समय लगेगा?
नहीं, एबिलिटी है, बट थोड़ा बहुत समय तो जरूर लगेगी और भी डेवलपमेंट करने के लिए, बिकॉज मास एक चीज़ जब रेगुलर बनती है उसका अलग चीज़ होता है। एक जब मास रिक्वायरमेंट आती है सप्लाई चेन के लिए एंड ग्लोबल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए, तो थोड़ा गियर अप करना पड़ेगा।
वो गियर अप कैसे? मैनेजमेंट में, पैसे में, इंफ्रा में, किस चीज़?
सभी चीज़ों में रिक्वायरमेंट।
अगर मान लीजिए आप MSME हो, मैं आपका चैम्बर का प्रेसिडेंट हूँ, लेट्स स्वैप पोजीशंस, आपके पास मैं ऑप्शन लेके आता हूँ। आप एक टॉय मैन्युफैक्चरर हो या कपड़ा बनाते हो, मैं आपको कहता हूँ कि देखिए चैम्बर को अप्रोच किया है एक ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन कंपनी जिनका इतना सारी चीज़ें हैं, और मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आपको 3 महीना दे सकता हूँ फंड अरेंज करने के लिए, फैक्ट्री खड़ा करने के लिए, या 6 महीना दे सकता हूँ। क्या आप करोगे? क्या आपको लगता है कि आप कर पाओगे? क्योंकि रेडीनेस नहीं है आपके पास। अगर पैसा आ भी जाए तो मैनेजमेंट नहीं है, मैनेजमेंट और पैसा दोनों आ जाए तो इंफ्रा नहीं है, और ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन procurement companies इंतजार नहीं करेगा।
नहीं, that is true, but now you cannot think of MSME cannot do wonders. मैन पावर चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चेंज करना चाहिए। जो न्यू जनरेशन ऑफ MSMEs are coming, They are very much capable of doing that.
न्यू
If they
जनरेशन को आप किसको कहते हैं?
I mean, new generation after 2005 or 2006, whatever the last 10-15 years, the MSMEs have grown.
अब उस न्यू जनरेशन की डेफिनेशन क्या है? सिर्फ साल या उनका जॉनर, उनका ओनरशिप पैटर्न?
ओनरशिप पैटर्न, उनका एक्सपीरियंस एंड उनका हार्ड लेबर.
वो डिफरेंट कैसे है पुराना जनरेशन?
टाइम देयर वाज नो इंटरनेट.
I'm talking about the ownership difference in ownership pattern of the new generation MSMEs. How are they different from the old generation MSMEs?
See, they knows all these things, social media, they knows the internet, they knows all these digital marketing and everything. So it will definitely help because it was not there 20-30 years back. So that is the advantage. Nowadays they are capable, and India is growing in every sector. Even in cyber security sector, we need 65,000 jobs are there in India. There is no people, so people are under training. So what I am trying to say is all sectors, the shifting what you are saying from China to India, it is bound to happen, and it will happen. It is happening now. So it has already been started.
मैं एक आपको हाल फिलहाल का एग्जांपल देता हूँ जी. ईशा अंबानी रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज का एक कोलैबोरेशन किया है शेन बोल के एक चाइनीज एपरल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी के साथ, और बहुत बड़ा पैमाने में शेन इंडिया में आ रहे रिलायंस का हाथ पकड़ के. अब ये क्यों नहीं एक इंडियन एमएसएमई एपरल मैन्युफैक्चरर के साथ हो पाया? इंडिया में एपरल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी का कोई कमी नहीं है, तो क्यों रिलायंस जैसे बड़ा कंपनी इंडियन एमएसएमई को टेक ओवर नहीं किए या कोलैब नहीं किए?
नहीं, इंडियन एमएसएमई बेसिकली क्या है कि द कोलैबोरेशन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, द वॉल्यूम यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, दैट एमएसएमई कैन नॉट डू दैट, हैज टू बी बिगर कंपनी. आई मीन यूनिकॉर्न.
शेन 10 साल पुराना कंपनी है, 10 साल पहले चालू हुई थी, 12 साल तब एमएसएमई थे, बड़े हुए हैं. बट शेन जैसे ऐसे सैकड़ों कंपनी का नाम मैं ले सकता हूं जो कि पिछले 10-15 साल में, और अगर हम इंडियन एमएसएमई को देखें 40 साल से वो एमएसएमई ही पड़ा हुआ. ऐसे बहुत सारे कंपनियां हैं जो एमएसएमई कैटेगरी के ऊपर गए नहीं, अगर गए भी है वो टैग नहीं छोड़ा. ये क्यों है? फंडामेंटली इसका क्या कारण है?
कारण यही है कि आपको जैसे मैंने बताया कि एक माइंडसेट है वर्किंग की, जो चाइना की है, जो इंडिया की है, डिफरेंट तो है ही है. बट इंडिया इज अपग्रेडिंग हिमसेल्फ वेरी वेरी फास्ट, एंड यू विल सी, एज आई सेड अर्लियर आल्सो, बिटवीन 2024 and 2030 you will see a huge change in MSMEs and startups.
इंद्रजीत, एक बहुत मज़ेदार फैक्ट आपको मैं बता रहा हूँ. इस साल करीबन 23 एसएमई कंपनी ने करीबन 600 करोड़ रुपया स्टॉक मार्केट से कलेक्ट किया. हम सोच ही नहीं सकते कि एसएमई कंपनी इतना पैसे स्टॉक मार्केट से उठा सकते हैं. क्या ये ट्रेंड बिलीवेबल है या ये एक बार के लिए कुछ चमत्कार हो गई थी?
It's not like that. If you are, I mean, it depends upon the little bit background of the company also. So people are putting money on stock market, particularly in startups or in upcoming company. If the product is, have a very large market, or the management they knows, or some connection with them, what they are doing. people can invest. I think
वो चीज अलग है, बट क्या ये सस्टेनेबल है? जितना लोगों से मैंने बात की
जी।
BSE में, बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में, वो कह रहे हैं कि स्मॉल कैप स्टॉक्स में पैसा मत डालो, ये सस्टेनेबल नहीं है।
ये डिपेंड करता है केस टू केस। मतलब ये ऐसे एक सिचुएशन है कि आप ना तो इसको कह सकते हो यस, ना कह सकते हो नो, बिकॉज इट डिपेंड्स अगेन द कंपनी टू कंपनी। ये कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि बड़े कंपनी में पैसा लगाओ और छोटे कंपनी में पैसा ना लगाओ। समटाइम्स ये देखा गया है कि छोटे कंपनी में पैसा लगा के ज़्यादा पैसा बना सकते हैं लोग।
बिल्कुल, मगर उतना ही रिस्क है।
Right.
मेरा सवाल आपकी तरफ ये था कि ये जो अचानक कुछ कंपनियां MSME कैटेगरी से उठ के IPO लाके इतना पैसा मार्केट से इकट्ठा किया, क्या ये बाकी लोगों के लिए पॉसिबल है या ये वन ऑफ इवेंट था जो हो गया?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है कि वन ऑफ इवेंट है। आई डोंट थिंक कि इकट्ठा कोई लोगों ने सिर्फ एक बार के लिए ऐसा कोई चीज़ किया। अगर इतना पैसा उठाया, 23 कंपनी ने क्या 600 करोड़ रुपया उठाया, तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड ट्रेंड एंड आई थिंक वेट एंड वॉच, बट आई थिंक डेफिनेटली इन फ्यूचर ऑल्सो।
आपका चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स, देखिए स्टॉक मार्केट में आज के दिन IPO करना या किसी तरह से प्राइवेट प्लेसमेंट करके भी पैसा उठाना उतना आसान नहीं है जो 15-20 साल पहले था। तो आपका चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स अपना मेंबर्स को IPO आज से 3 साल बाद लाने के लिए या आगे सामने लाने के लिए कैसे ट्रेन कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि उसमें बुक्स को ठीक करना होता है, मैनेजमेंट इन प्लेस करना होता है, कई सारे फंडामेंटल्स को ठीक करना पड़ता है जो कि साल भर में नहीं होती है। तो उसके लिए आपने क्या किया?
देखिए, ये एक स्टेज 2 और स्टेज 3 का काम है। पहले तो जो इनिशियल रिक्वायरमेंट है वो होती है। तो हमारा जो अभी कुछ लोगों से बात होती है जो IPO के लिए तैयार है या करने वाले हैं, उसके लिए IPO एक्सपर्ट को भी हमने हमारे साथ जुड़ा है। सेकेंड थर्ड सेक्टर मतलब पोजीशन में आती है। पहले तो कंपनी खड़ा हो, उनके फंडिंग हो, मशीन खरीदे, प्रोडक्ट बनाए, प्रोडक्ट बेचे, एक्सपोर्ट करे, देन ये सब आती है। तो देयर आर सर्टेन MSMEs are here also seriously thinking of IPOs. That's why we have also connected IPO expert, more than 20-25 years he is doing on the IPOs. So उनको हमारे साथ जुड़ा हुआ है।
So आपका जो 800 मेंबर है, उनमें से आपको क्या लगता है कितना मेंबर्स अगले 2 साल में IPO लाने लायक है?
यस, 7-8-10 लोगों ने तो सोचा ही होगा कि IPO लाएंगे एंड ऑन दैट डायरेक्शन दे आर वर्किंग। तो अगर 10 भी आ जाए वो भी बहुत अच्छी बात है, क्योंकि MSME सेक्टर में धीरे धीरे ही बढ़ेगी। इकट्ठा अगर आप सोचेंगे तो ऐसा नहीं।
BSE का जो स्टॉक मार्केट एक्सपर्ट्स है वो क्यों हमेशा ये एडवाइस दे रहे रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स को, हमारे जैसे छोटे इन्वेस्टर्स को, कि स्मॉल कैप में पैसा डालो तो जल्दी निकल जाओ, रहो मत, अनसर्टनिटी बहुत है, ये क्यों कह रहे हैं?
डिपेंड्स अपॉन लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स। वो क्यों कह रहे हैं वही अच्छा बता सकते हैं, बट क्या है, यस एवरीबडी वांट्स टू बी वेरी वेरी सेफ गेम खेलना चाहते हैं। एस्टेब्लिश कंपनी है लाइक रिलायंस, अदानी एंड ऑल दिस बिग कंसर्न, गोदरेज, टाटा, सो इट इज सेफर साइड। एंड नया एक कंपनी में आप पैसा डालेंगे, आपको भी खुद नहीं पता कि वेदर दे विल सक्सीड और नॉट। रिस्क तो रहता ही है, बट गेन भी रहता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे अगर आप पैसे डालेंगे और वहाँ पे आपको पैसा बहुत जल्दी आपके ज़्यादा रिटर्न देंगे, वो भी आपको देखना है। तो इट्स अ गेम। आई मीन whoever पुट द मनी इन द शेयर, they have to individually you have to judge. And certainly frankly speaking, luck is also there कि कौन सा किसी के लक फेवर करे ना करे, क्योंकि बड़े बड़े कंपनी पे भी। मैं
एक पर्सनल एडवाइस आपसे मांगूंगा।
जी बोलिए।
25 SME स्टॉक्स को इस साल 700% प्राइस सर्च मिली है, मतलब 700 गुना, जो आप कह रहे थे मुझे 700 गुना उनका 25 SME स्टॉक बढ़ चुका है। आप एक चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स का प्रेसिडेंट है, क्या आप मुझे क्या एडवाइस देंगे अगर मैं इन्वेस्टेड हूं उनमें से कुछ स्टॉक्स में, मैं रहूं या सेल करूं इस समय पे?
इट्स अ ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन, बट कहाँ, मेरे को ये नहीं मालूम कि आपने कहाँ पे पैसा डाला है, कौन
25 SME स्टॉक्स में अभी अगर 700% का गेन मुझे मिल चुका है, क्या मुझे उसमें बरकरार रहना चाहिए या बेच के अभी निकल जाना चाहिए?
ये देखिए, डिपेंड्स अपॉन पर्सन टू पर्सन। आई कैनॉट सजेस्ट somebody and should not also what to do, what not to do, because it is his personal thing, he has to judge.
दोस्त होने का नाते आप मुझे रहने के लिए कहेंगे इतना सर्ज मिल गया है, 700% कम नहीं होती है।
नहीं, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
अगर इतना मिला है, मुझे और रहना चाहिए सेमी स्टॉक में या निकल
रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि वंस द यू आर गेटिंग सच ए हाइक and let us see another 1 year how they will go.
इससे आगे भी इतना इंक्रीमेंट हो सकता है?
बिल्कुल इंक्रीमेंट हो सकता है।